Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sparkless Inspiration. How is everybody? Thank you guys for all your beautiful comments and you jumping on board and getting your readings and your great feedback. It means the world to me. And major loving shout out to Hannah. Your decks arrived today and I almost lost it. I created a video read when I was down the beach today for you, like just to thank you for everything and talking about the decks, because she sent the Ellen Dugan's Witches Tarot and this beautiful Oracle of the Goddess. And the Ellen Dugan deck was one of my absolute first decks that I used over and over on my breaks at work, and I loved it so much. And I gifted it to someone who really liked it. And I remember when I tried to replace the normal size deck, I got like a miniature version of it. And then I just thought, okay, well, I will do this in time. So it's really extra special to me, that deck, and also the Rider-Waite and this beautiful leather holder. So thoughtful, so wonderful. So thank you. Oh wow, so meaningful. I mean, I was like just over the moon. So let's see what's going on today. We got the journey and growth card, and the journey says about doing things in a different way and taking a new route. Believe your life is only part of one long journey and being prepared for adventure. And it's funny because this card, when I saw it right away, I was thinking of Joni and I watched a movie yesterday, The Fundamentals of Caring, and it was just such a heartfelt, unbelievable film about, someone who, a younger boy who had MS and his caretaker, and how they came together in their life journey and helping each other expand and grow, and the love and the bond that happens between people when we allow them in on our journey with us. But also just kind of like keeping a furtive eye on who helps us along this journey and who helps lift and elevate us and make us feel good, who does active listening and knowing that that they honestly care about how we evolve and their involvement in our life. But also, we do have to do things in a different way. It's so easy to jump on that same horse, on the same carousel, knowing, okay, this didn't kill me the day before, so I'll eat these foods, I'll watch these shows, I'll do this. But there's very little room for growth when we do that. There are days where we just adhere to that because it's like our safety net, but it's our default. So we also don't have to think, expand, or come up with, new routes or new blueprints. But I always feel my best days are when I don't have it planned out and I do something differently. And like recently, just deciding, hey, let's go on the spur of the moment walk, invite the kids. And tonight was like one of the best walks that we had out in the nature center. There were turkeys and cardinals and all these amazing birds out, and they were laughing and running. And, to have, children that are, 17 and 20, like just, I still call them kids, behaving like they're 5 and 6 because they love being out in nature and having a good time and crawling in the mud towards the turkeys. Such a lovely feeling. And that's part of it. It's like, yes, I could have like stayed in my office and just worked and just like watch a show and hunker down and like isolated. But it's like, let's go out. You need to experiment in different areas of the day. And our children, our family members, our friends can teach us different ways. Hey, I notice that so-and-so does this and they seem to be beaming and bright and happy. It can be their diet. It can be the things they do. It can be kickboxing. It can be anything from podcasts or shows or YouTube things that they watch that bring up their energy or their vibration. But we have to believe our life is only a part of a long journey, and being prepared and get prepared and reach out and say yes to journeys and adventures. I love just having like a spontaneous void during the day to fill in with whatever. I don't like to overburden a schedule, so it's just regimented. It's like if I want to have time to go out to lunch or grab the kids or go out for a walk and sit in the yard, whatever it is, creates versatility and adaptability in our lives and our days. And it also lets in the magic. It lets in the allure of not knowing, right? Because who wants to know everything that's coming, right? Where's the beauty and the magic in that? And this is like being bold and saying yes to it. What the hell are we afraid of? Like to get on those sneakers and walk, to pick up that phone and talk, whatever it is. Next time you feel like a kind of like little lightning bolt of inspiration, get out those paints, get out that camera, get out whatever it is that you want to do. Because the growth card that follows saying growth really requires us to step out of our comfort zone. The comfort zone is the absolute death of creativity and vitality. Because once we're in that comfort zone, we we already think we know everything. We already think we've accomplished everything, learned everything, or we're just not reaching or extending ourselves out into that. And, I know what that's like. It's like, oh, and it's funny because the majority of people, there are all these studies done, if they had a comfortable place to live, they were given good food, they were given good entertainment, it's like they get satisfied with that. And I never want to be satisfied with not knowing certain things, whether it's astronomy, whether it's scientific, whether it's psychological, to learn and grow and to say, I don't know everything and I want to learn more. And like, I remember the first time that I went biking with Ian and Hagen. They're excellent bikers. They have like a lot of longevity and can go for miles and miles and miles on the bikes. And I remember going, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna be able to get up that hill. And I would talk myself out of going on bike rides with them because of that. And once I just started going, I loved it. I said, you know what, you can turn around anytime. You don't have to go the 30 miles that they go. You don't have to go this day wherever they're going. Do what you can with the best you have, but experience it. Even if it's just going down to the park and doing one lap, you've been out in the sunshine and you've seen the birds and all of that. That's what that's about, growth, because comfort zone just squashes out. Growing pains can help you in gaining wisdom and experience. The old must be left behind before growing into the new. Again, healthy voids. That's why I love vision boards, and it's such a gift we can give ourselves by saying, what would I love to experience that I haven't? Like on that movie I was watching yesterday, one of his things was he wanted to go see this crazy pit that was out in the middle of Idaho or Montana, and he wanted to see the world's biggest bovine, and he made all these little pins because he thought they'd be goofy and weird. But it's like, forget about a bucket list. Let's just have it be our right beyond our door list. Like, today I want to go to the grocery store and get all the ingredients for some beautiful dish I want to create. Things like that. And just by doing that thing, it's crazy how much all of a sudden it's now in your consciousness that you can do whatever you want when you just set your mind to it and you focus, have intention, and follow through. Because that's a big thing, right? I really want to paint. Guess what? Get on Amazon right now and get those oils and get that canvas. When they arrived, you've already started from the starting point. The rest now you can move into with ease because you did the initial on button, right? So no more talking yourself out of anything. I feel that any stagnancy that you feel in your life right now, you can switch up. If it's in a relationship and you feel like you're not communicating well or spending time on something that you should, all you need is a slight variation, and then you see it from a new perspective, and then you're able to kind of like conquer that tug of war with ghosts, that false belief that this can't be changed. It's been like this so long. It's such bull. All you have to do is initiate the change, and most likely other people around you are looking forward to that, because people, we want to evolve, we want to change, we want to grow, and we want to experience new things. Right? There's nothing more. That's why I think people get so excited about vacations. Wow, I've never been there. I'm going to see something. And also think when you were a child, when you went to a new place, I remember remembering my aunt's farm in perfect, like everything about it. Like she had this marvelous thing when you stepped in through, we would always go in this one door and it was like a big sitting room with the couch, and the TV was against it, and then you'd follow and you go up these side stairways because it was an extension into the kitchen and then part of the dining room. And she had the most remarkable pantry because it was over an open stairwell, and we'd actually have to go out over this like wooden opening over stairs, and it was just shelves and shelves and shelves of food because there was always dozens of us kids running around on this farm. And she had a health spa. And I remember thinking, wow, just everything seems so vast and large. I mean, she had, I don't even know, it must have been hundreds of acres, because we would go out and snowmobile across all the properties and still be able to go. And there was everything on this. And I just remember, because it was a new place and new experiences, I remembered like every little nook and cranny of that house and the properties and the trees and the pool and that whirlpool and all of that, partially because of that. And I remember too, it was the first time that my aunt was like, well, you can just run around naked. And we were like 5 or 6. We're like, what do you mean we can just run around naked? She's like, I own all this property. Nobody comes on it. If you guys go swimming, all you girls, and it was funny, it was always all us girls, you can just run around naked. I remember her just laying out, and she was a huge nature baby, just laying out naked in the woods, just hanging out there. And we were all playing like patty cake on her butt and laughing. And I thought it's so funny because, I lived in Old Saybrook in a seaside town. And even if you had a big yard and a fence, it was like you were never in that kind of nature where there was nobody but animals and cows and horses. It was so amazing. And that just natural setting. And I remember some of my biggest understandings and growth of how much I loved nature and freedom and all of that came about. So go to places when you can and when you're able that will help you learn new things. I feel like whenever I go to New York, I have that experience too. There's an intensity to it, a magic. It's palpable. The museums, it's amazing. So give yourself a vision board to look forward to that's going to help you grow, whether it's a language, it's an artistic, creative endeavor, and keep writing that down and going, I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm going to try that, and how different, wonderful, and magical it really feels. So love and light to all of you guys. And again, Hannah, thank you so, so much for all those beautiful decks. So special and so thoughtful. I really appreciate it. So let's get it. Let's glow up, grow up through this new growth process, and, have this journey and realize we can always do things differently. We always have each moment by moment to process. That's not really a way I want to go about that anymore. I'm going to be patient, have stillness, then make a choice. I'm going to reassess calmly, collectively, and then assert yourself in the way that you want. So love and light to everybody.